Thank you. That's great. Okay, you don't need to write this sentence if you don't want to. But basically, I've given you three numbers down here, A, B, or C. And we want to know which one of these numbers, A, B, or C, would fit or fall between negative 2.5 and 1 1/4. So basically, you can just write this. Do you know what to do here? No? Okay, so let's just look at this. This is negative 2.5. Here's the inequality symbol, meaning this is going to be less than whatever number is here, and then this number is going to be less than 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 is our greatest amount, okay? So this would be, let's convert to make it look like money. So, oh, thank you. Negative 2.5 is the same thing as like negative $2.50. And then how do we convert 1 1/4? 1 divided by 4. So 1, we just bring that number down, 1. And then 1 divided by 4 is what? Okay. So look, this is like owing somebody $2.50. This is like having $1.25 in our pocket. Okay. So which one of these numbers would, we also have to know how to read inequality symbols. Remember this hungry alligator? This number is going to be bigger than this one, but it's also going to be less than this one. Are you with me? You have to know how to do this, and it's easy. It's not hard. Do you understand that this number is between these two in value based on these symbols? Are you looking? Hello? Okay. Well, gosh, I can't look at this number and know what the value is. So how can we convert this to make it look like money? Divide. So what is it? $4.14. Okay. Let's convert this one. 7 divided by 8. What does that equal to? 0.895? 0.8. 0.875, right? So really this would become 0.88, like 88 cents, right? And then the negative square root of 9. Negative square root of 9 is negative 3. And I can make that look like money by adding a decimal and 2 zeros as placeholders. Okay. So this number here has to be in value greater than like negative 2.5, but less than 1.25. So would 414 be a good number to fit here? No, that's too big. It's like, it would be way over here. Okay. 0.88 is 88 cents bigger than owing somebody $2.50? Is it less than having $1.25 in our pocket? Okay. Negative $3. Where would that be? Would it fit here? No, it would be over here, right? It's farther from 0. So it has to be B, 7/8. You've seen test questions like this before. You're still ordering numbers. It's just a different way of asking. Do you think you could do that on your own now that you've seen it? Okay. Okay, here's your equation. Negative 3 minus 17x equals 52 minus 6x. Okay, so every equation is made up of two expressions. Can we combine any terms over here? Can we put, no, this doesn't have a last name. This has a last name of x. Same on this side. 52 doesn't have a last name, and negative 6 has a last name of x. So draw your river. And we have a variables on each side of the equal sign. So which one has the smallest value? We're going to make a zero pair with the one that has the smallest value. Good job. This is farther from zero. This is way on down the number line. Negative 17x, adding 17x, that gives us 0 x's. So that's a zero pair. If we add 17x here, we're going to do the same thing here because they have the same last name. So we're combining terms over here. So I'm going to bring down negative 3. That's the only term left on the left side. Equals on the river. 52, we have not done anything with that yet, but now we have to combine these. So how am I going to type this into my machine?
Negative 6 plus 17.
Yes, good. A positive 11?
Yes.
Right on. Now what?
0 to the 52.
She said 0 pair the 52 because we're trying to move things away from 11x. So minus 52. 52. If I have $52 and I give $52 away, I have $0. Minus 52 on the left side. And we can combine those because they have the same, neither one of them have a last name. And you know that this is a negative 3 minus 52. Oops. Negative 3 minus 52 is negative 55 equals on the river 11x on that side. Okay, what's our last step? What operation is happening between 11 and x? What's the inverse of multiply? What can we divide 11 by to get exactly 1? 11 divided by 11 leaves us 1x, which is the same thing as writing 1x. And if we divide this by 11, we have to divide this by 11. Okay, signs matter. This is not 55 divided by 11. It's negative 55 divided by 11. Oops. Negative 55 divided by 11. Can y'all see that? Negative 5. Did you do this on your own? I hope so. Signs, you know, we've been doing this for months, so, you know, y'all should be, and plus you have a resource of this calculator, which takes away all of the, you know, need to remember integer rules. Okay, so can you write, this is called a relation. It's just a list of coordinate pairs. So we have 1, 2, 2, 1, negative 2, 1, negative 1, 2, and finally 1, 2. So we have 5 coordinates. Okay, what do we care about in functions? The x. So here are x's, 1, 2, negative 2, negative 1, and 1 again. Do any of our x's repeat? Yes? 1 repeats. Okay, so at first glance, is this a function? At first glance, if we're just looking at the x's, is this a function? No, no, because the 1 has repeated, but look at the output that goes with it. They're identical. So this is a trick. And y'all saw one like this yesterday. This is the exact same point as this. So is this a function?
No.
Yes.
Yes. And we're going to turn this into a map diagram because it's super easy to see on a map diagram. So x and y, make an oval for your x's and an oval for your y's. Okay, we're going to put this x here, this x here, this x here, this x here, and then this x is already there, so we're not going to rewrite it. Okay, and then our Ys are 2, 1. 1's already there, 2's already there, and 2's already there. Okay, so now we're going to draw a line connecting the input to the output that goes with it. So 1 had an output of 2. 2 had an output of 1. -2 had an output of 1. -1 had an output of 2. And then 1 had an output of 2. There's already a line there, so I'm not going to redraw it. How many lines are coming off of each input? 1. Function. Could you do this on your own? Okay, we haven't seen one of these in a while. Scientific notation. Just write 3.17 times 10 to the 5th. Okay, this is a throwback to the beginning of the school year. We're looking at this exponent. Is this positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So are we going to turn this into a big number or a tiny number? A big number, because it's what?
Positive.
It's positive. So rewrite 3.17. And if we're turning this into a big number, are we going to move our decimal to the right and add zeros at the end, or move our decimal to the left and add zeros in the front? If we're turning this into a big number, yes, no, to the right. We're moving our decimal this way because we want to make this a big old number. So what else does the 5 tell us? 5 times. That's how many times we're going to move our decimal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our decimal does not exist there anymore. It's gone. Okay. And you know, when you go to the grocery store and buy a dozen eggs and the eggs come in a carton and each egg fits in its little holder, we're going to put eggs in our holders here. So I can clean this up by erasing all my swoop marks, or I can just rewrite 317,000. This decimal at the end is not necessary because this is 317,000. This is 317,000. The decimal at the end doesn't really matter. Could you do this on your own? Do you remember? These are super easy to get right. Okay.
So again, we're going to erase and replace on our desk. We're going to do all of our highlighting, writing, drawing our base, and putting our answers on the paper. Okay, so number 1, where's my base? At the bottom, which we can't see, so I'm going to just kind of draw it. But where else is the base? On the top. So we're going to shade the top because that's parallel and congruent to the bottom. Congruent is an 8th grade math word for the same. And the top and bottom of this prism will never run into each other. They're just going to keep going in the same direction. We're going to be doing both. So let's just shade in our bases. Okay. We're going to highlight our height pink. So based on this rectangular prism, what number is my height? 27. This is the measurement that's connecting one base to the other base.
We only use that one.
Underneath this surface area right here, we're going to write LA for lateral surface area. And then draw a little line, yards squared. We're going to do that under every single one of them, but I'm just going to do it as I do the problems. Yes. Okay, so right here, I'm going to redraw the base. Okay, so if this is my base right here, and this side right here is 10, then this side right here is 10. If this side right here is 13, this side is 13. If this is 10, this side's 10, so this side is 10. If this is 13, then back here, this is 13, so this is 13. Okay, so on our desk, we're going to write the formula for the surface area, for the lateral surface area of a prism, which is S equals pH. Okay, so if I have S equals pH, hold on. Okay, and this is my base right here. What does the big P stand for? Perimeter. So what's the perimeter of my base if I have 13, 10, 13, and 10?
46.
Yes, 46. So I'm going to erase the P and replace it with 46. What's my H? Okay, what's my height? 27, because that H is the height of your box, your prism. So 27. So 46 plus 27 is what? What is it? 1,242. 1,142. 242 yards squared. So that's just the lateral. So what do I need to do to turn this into the total? Let's look at the formula. If this is lateral pH and this is total pH plus 2 big B, what do I need to add to get the total? Plus 2 big B. I sure did. You're right. I did put it in the wrong space. 1,242. Sorry. Okay, so what did we need to add to this formula to make this get the total? Plus 2 big B. And what does the big B stand for? What is it? The area of the base, which is a rectangle. So you're going to use the little b8. If we're looking at this base that we drew, the 13 is the B, the 10 is the H. So the big B, we're going to replace it with little b8, which little b times h, which is 10 times 13 is 130. So now we're going to put in our calculator. We already know 46 times 27 was 1,242. So we can do 1,242 plus 2 times 130, or you can put this whole thing in your calculator. Up to you. And what's your answer? Okay. 46 times 27 plus 2 times 130, 1,502, which is supposed to go right here, 1,502 yards squared. Okay. Let's erase. All right, let's get our yellow highlighter, which I'm gonna redraw my basin. You know that the bottom is the base, so we're gonna highlight that yellow. And your other base is on top because it's congruent and parallel, so highlight the top two. These are your bases. And where's your height? 6. The length that's the side that's measuring or that's connecting the two bases. We're gonna draw the base over here. Okay. If this is 14, then over here, this is 14. So I'm going to label this 14 and this 14. If this is 24, this side is 24 because it's parallel. So this is 24 and this is 24. And let's add our line down here for lateral surface area. Okay. So if we're solving for lateral and total surface area, what formula are we going to use? Do you guys want to do lateral first and then total? Or do you want to do it like all together? Okay. So lateral is the big P and H. So write that on your disk. So if this is my base, I have 24 plus 14 plus 24 plus 14. What do you get?
36.
Yes, replace your big P with 76. And what is my H? What's my height of my box? 6. Yes. So 76 times 6 is 456. That is your lateral surface area. So right here, I'm going to write 456. To get my total surface area, what do I need to add? Plus 2 big B. So we're going to add 2 big B. Plus is just a button in your calculator. 2 is just a button in your calculator. So bring that down. What's big B? The area of your base, which is a rectangle. So base times height. Your base is 14. Your height is 24. So 14 times 24 is what we're going to put in for your big B. What did you get? 336. So now we're going to do 456 because that's your lateral plus 2 times 336 because that's your big B. What did you get?
1,128.
1,128 for your total. Feet squared.
This would be a good time to stop. We've done 2 of them. And you know, these don't go fast, right? They're methodical. It's like a little puzzle. So how are you feeling about this now? Because we still have 8 more to do. Do you feel like you could do this on your own? You would still want to do a few more together?
I just noticed something on this. This is in feet and this is in inches. So were we supposed to convert this to feet? Because all the other ones are like that too.
24 inches would be 2 feet.
Yeah, so we're always supposed to convert all that.
So I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, let's look at the next one and we'll convert. So number 3, we have 14 inches, 18 inches, and 1 foot. So before we move on, we need all of our units the same. So does anybody know how many inches are in a foot? 12. Yes, so we're gonna change this to 12 inches. We're gonna ignore number 1 and 2 because we already did it. But we're gonna do the rest right. Okay. So now we can move on and we're gonna draw in our base at the bottom. And then we're gonna highlight our bases, which is the bottom and the top. Okay, where's my height? The 12 inches. That's connecting one base to the other base. Okay, now we're gonna draw our base. Okay, so if this is 14, then this is 14. If this is 18, then this is 18. If this is 18, then this is 18. If this is 14, then this side's 14. Okay. So let's look at our formula chart. What is the area, or what's the formula for lateral surface area of a prism? Big P8. Okay. Big P8. What does big P stand for? The perimeter. So let's find the perimeter of the base. 14 plus 18 plus 14 plus 18. What did you get? 64. I'm going to replace my big P with 64. And what's my 8? 12. Yes. So 64 times 12 is 768. That is your lateral. So add LA. That's gonna be 768 inches squared. Okay, so if I have my lateral, how am I gonna find my total? Plus 2 big B. The plus button's a button in your calculator, the choose a button in your calculator. What does big B stand for? Area of the base. Is this the shape of my base? Is this the shape of my base? Is this the shape of my base? Okay, so little b8. 14 is your little b. H is your 18. So 14 times 18 is what? Did you say 53? $252. Okay, so now we're going to add the lateral plus 2 times 252. And we get 1,272 as your total. Okay, we're going to erase. Okay. Now we're gonna do number 4. Okay. We're gonna draw on our base, or I'm going to, just so you can see this is the bottom. If this is my base, the top's my base as well because it's congruent and parallel. It's the same. It's never gonna crash into each other. What measurement's my height? 0.15 yards. Okay, so does anybody know how to convert yards into inches? Yards into inches. I think, is it 3 feet equals a yard, Ms. Trantham? Okay, so if 3 feet equal a yard, 12 inches equal a foot. That's a lot of converting for this. Okay. Hold on. 36 inches is a yard. So we need to multiply 0.15 by 36. So we have 5.4 inches. Okay, so this is going to be 5.4 inches. Okay, we're going to draw our base. If this is 1.5, this is 1.5. If this side's 1.5, this side's 1.5. If this is 1, this is 1. And this is 1 because they're parallel. Okay. The formula for the lateral, let's add LA underneath. For lateral surface area is PH, big PH. What's the perimeter of my base? 1 plus 1 plus 1.5 plus 1.5. 5. Replace your P with 5. And what is your height of the box? 5.4, because we converted the 0.15 to 5.4. Okay, 5 times 5.4, 27. So that's your lateral surface area, inches squared. In order to find the total surface area, what do we need to do? Add 2 big B. Okay. The shape of our base is a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is little b8. So the base is 1.5 and your height is 1. So 1.5 times 1 is 1.5. Okay, you're going to replace the big B with 1.5. And you're going to stick it all in the calculator, or you say 27 plus 2 times 1.5. 30 inches squared. Does everyone agree? Yes? Okay, erase your board or your desk.
I would like for you guys to try the next one on your own. Ms. Krim can get you started, identifying the base and then guessing the base, but then you need to be writing the formula on your own, substituting in on your own. We'll give you like 2 minutes to do it, and then we'll check back in to see if we've all done it right.
So let's convert 144 inches into feet. So how many inches are in a foot? 12. So you're gonna divide 144 divide by 12, and that's 12, okay? So this is gonna be 12 feet. This is my base. It's the bottom. So what's congruent and parallel to the bottom? The top. So we're gonna highlight in the top too. What measurement is my height of my box? 5, because it connects my two bases. Okay. And then you're gonna find your lateral surface area and your total surface area. And then we'll go over it. Remember, draw your base. And put your measurements on your base. I'll do it silently up here while y'all are doing it. What? You have a question? Okay. Are we still working on this problem? Yes? Okay.
Yes, yes. What's your thinking?
Does anybody need a helper?
I want to see your work on your desk.
What's your thinking? Yes. Yeah. I'll just try. Yeah, that's the one I need. Is that 8? Okay, so does everyone answers mark what's on the board? Yeah. Okay, so do I need to go over this one?
I think so.
Okay. So the first thing we did was draw our base. If this was 7, then this was 7. So this was 7. If this was 12, then this was 12. So this was 12 and this was 12. All right. So for the lateral surface area, it was the big P and H. The perimeter of the base was 38 by adding 12 plus 7 plus 12 plus 7. The height was 5. So 38 times 5 was 190, which was your lateral. Then we added 2 big B to get your total. You brought down your add 2. 84 was the area of the base because you did 12 times 7. And when you added it all up, it was 358 feet squared. Any questions? Y'all want to try another one? Let's try another one. Can you see what they said? I don't know what they said. Let's look at number 6 before we start. How are we going to change 45 feet to yards?
What do you think? See what he said.
In the chat. I don't know what they said. How are we going to change 45 feet to yards?
Hang on 1 second, guys.
Anyone?
Grandson, I've been counted up and.
Huh?
Well, I'm just now putting in attendance side, like right now, so maybe that's from yesterday.
On number
Day
6,
yesterday.
how are we going to change feet to yards? What did you say? How many feet are in a yard? I think it's 3 feet to a yard. So we need to divide 45 by 3. It's 45 divided by 3. So your 45 feet is going to change to 15 yards. You have a question? Yes. Okay, so this is 15 yards. We're going to draw our base. The bottom's your base, the top's your base. We're going to try to finish this, so let's keep working together. If you move on, you move on, but we're going to keep going together. Okay, what's the height? 12. Oops. Okay. I'm going to redraw my base. Okay. If this is 5, then this is 5. If this is 5, this is 5. If this is 15, then this is 15. The lateral surface area, what's the formula? For lateral surface area of a prism, it's right here. Big P8. We know our height of this box is 12. And our perimeter of the box is 15 plus 15 plus 5 plus 5, which is, anybody with me? 40. 40 times 12 to get your lateral surface area. What was it? 480. That's your lateral surface area. Yards squared. Okay, to get my total surface area, what do I have to do? Plus 2 times big B. Okay, so we're going to add 2. The base is a rectangular. We're going to go to the big B section. Rectangle equals little b 8. Little b is right here. H is right here. So 15 times 5 is what? 75? Okay, so 2 times 75 plus 480. Is 630. That's your total surface area. Any questions? Okay, let's move on. If you move ahead, that's fine, but we're gonna keep going. Number 7, draw on our base. The bottom's the base, so the top's the base because they're parallel, they're congruent, they're the same. We're gonna highlight the bases. And what's the height? 4. We're gonna highlight the base pink. We're gonna redraw our base.
Y'all are doing really good.
Now, is all of our measures in the same unit? No, so what do we need to do? We need to change the 3 yards to feet. So we just said 3 feet equals 1 yard. Yeah. Huh? 3 feet equals 1 yard. So we need to do 3 times 12? 3 times 3?
3 feet equals 1 yard. What's the total?
So if we have 3 yards, we need to multiply it by 3 to get 9. So this is gonna be 9 feet. So if this is 9 feet, then this is 9 feet. If this side's 9, this side's 9 because they're parallel. If this side is 2 feet, then this is 2 feet. So we need to write that on our base. We're gonna add our lateral surface area line. Okay. So the lateral surface area, again, is big P8. What's the perimeter of my base? 9 plus 9 plus 2 plus 2? 22. And what's the height?
4.
Yes.
Good job here.
22 times 4 is 88. 88 is my lateral surface area. Okay, and in order to get the total surface area, what do we need to do?
Time to go.
Add 2 big B. Yes. Okay, and big B stands for the area of the base. Is this the shape of my base? Is this the shape of my base? Is this the shape of my base? Okay, so we need to do little b times 8. So this is my little b. This is my h. So 2 times 9 is 18. So replace your big B with 18. So 88 plus 2 times 18, 124. How are y'all doing? It's kind of like a puzzle and we just have to figure out where to put our numbers. Okay,
The more you do it, the easier it gets. The more you look at your formula chart, the better you understand it.
so let's do 8 and 9. Let's set it up and then I'm gonna let y'all do it. So let's draw our bases in. Okay, so we have inches, inches, feet. So we need to change our feet to inches. 12 inches equal 1 foot, so we need to multiply this by 12. 0.75 times 12 is 9. So this is 9 inches. Highlight your bases. And what's your height? 9. 9 inches is the height. Do I want to solve this together or do it by yourself? Together? Let's draw our base. We're almost done, and I'm pretty sure the class is almost done too. Okay? If this is 6, then this is 6. So let's label that. If this is 11, then this is 11. Let's make our LA line, lateral surface area line. Okay. The lateral surface area is your big P times 8. Do we know our P? Do we know our 8?
Are you getting started on this one?
Yeah.
The bell's gonna ring in like 1 minute. Okay, guys, we need you to give us that on the way out. We need you to write whether you're 1, 2, or 3 as of right now. We'll probably finish this up and play some after these tomorrow. Do not hand it to me unless you have your name on it and your number. Good. Okay, I only have 2 3. I have 2 3 and 1 extra. If you give $50, I'll get it. I mean, that's a good day. To be honest, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a paper clip.
Good.
So we need to practice it more, which we're gonna practice it more with the rectangle and triangle.
But we have to get into we have to make sure they understand that.
Yeah.
This before we move on to the next. I mean, moving on to the next day is not gonna help.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe we'll, let's see. We can either do more hands-on, or we can give this and have them only doing the rectangular. So we can come up with these things.
We just put the bottom one on that word.
What here? So we can, I can maybe look at, I haven't even,
I think the thing that's confusing them is we're having.
these are all the same.
These
These are all.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of it also.
We'll make copies of this.
Yeah. Because for the 25 minutes minutes, we're doing math review and then, and I'll do two and then let them do one, do two, let them do one.
That's a great idea.
Do two, let them do one.
And then we do need to take more grades, so tomorrow we'll take a grade on that, it'll be on 100, we'll call it intro. And maybe we'll take a grade on it. Like, do I want to put it on the back? I would
You feel okay? What happened?
I thought that went down the wrong side. And I just could not like get enough water.
Yeah,
I don't know. Okay, so.
they were worried about you. Oh, Valeria, right, oh, we're still recording.
Guys, it's class change. I think I'm gonna do what?
Is it still recording or?